both Zimbabwe and Ethiopia. And hopefully we'll have both Zimbabwe and Ethiopia. And hopefully we'll have both Zimbabwe and Ethiopia. What's happening? And hopefully we'll have what's happening?
I think you log onto two laptop with the voice on, so maybe you need to switch off one of them. Laptop.
No, I'm not.
The voice on, so maybe you need to switch off one of them. Laptop.
No, I'm not.
So maybe you need to switch off.
Daniel, is that coming from your end?
No, I'm not.
Daniel, is that coming from your end? Oh, okay. So you do you mind starting the live stream when Abeer comes in, please? And not yet. Oh, I'm just double checking because I've got someone doing the live stream.
Okay.
Just double checking. Yes, the live stream has started. So I have the pleasure of introducing, oh, sorry. I'll start there. Okay. I have the pleasure of introducing Abeer Ghaith, the founder and CEO of MENA Alliances. Abeer is known as a trailblazer for women and young people in the Middle East, a tireless and innovative entrepreneur, and an international businesswoman. Some of Abeer's recent honors include being named by the CEO Middle East magazine as being one of the 100 most powerful Arab women. She was also named one of the 100 most powerful Arab under 40. She also won awards like the MEA Woman in Technology Award for Best Technology Enabler and Facilitator. So please, let's give a warm round of virtual applause and welcome Abeer Ghaith for our opening keynote speech. Welcome, Abeer.
Thank you, Farah, for this introduction. It's a pleasure to be with all of you, and it will be a good experience to also learn from the girls who are here. So I'm very excited about this opportunity. Thanks, Farah. So everyone, I just want to say that let's make this this speech like interactive. So I will present some slides, and we can discuss these slides together, and we can discuss and talk about AI. And that's the title of my presentation. It's what is AI means, and how it will affect on our future skill set and our future jobs. So I will share my screen now. So you can you see my, okay, can you see it now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great, perfect. So let me present it. Okay. Okay, so can you tell me what is artificial intelligence mean? And if I make it simple, let's say what artificial mean? Anyone have idea? So what do you think about artificial? When someone say artificial, what does mean?
Can I participate? I would say it's to me, artificial would mean that it's fake. It's not natural. It's been made by humans.
Great. That's a true. Artificial, it's mean that something made by human. It's something not natural. But when we talk about intelligence, what we mean with intelligence? If you hear this word, what's coming to your mind?
I think we have some shy participant today.
Yeah. Can you pick someone or one of the girls? So I think that's the pictures could help you. What we mean with intelligence, girls? Okay, so let's say intelligence, something that need thinking, right? We need to think about something, understand it, learn it. So that's what we mean with intelligence. So it's more about understand, think, and learn. So if we combine artificial with intelligence, what that will look like. It will look like it will be the ability for computers to learn, see, and even communicate like exactly like a human. So the artificial intelligence is a broad area of computer science, and that's make machine seems like a human, like it seems like a machine have a human intelligence. The goal of AI is to mimic the human brain and create systems that function independently and intelligently. So we heard that, or a lot of people saying that we are in AI era. So, but why we don't see flying car or like robots serving us and bring our dinner to us? We hear that a lot of time, or that's what we, for example, in my age, when I was kid, I saw a lot of movies, I read a lot of books about that how it's the AI age will look like. It seems that okay, we will have in our cartoons that we watch, that they say that we will have a flying car, but we are now in this era, but I can't see flying car. Why that? It's because it seems that the main reason for that is because it's not, or our imagination for the AI era is different based on what we formed in from the movies and book. And when it comes to AI, it's the robot is nothing than just a shell hiding what actually used to power the technology. So let me ask you, what examples of AI do we see in our daily life? Can anyone give me example of AI in our daily life?
Computers.
Computers. Bravo. What else? I need brave girls. Yalla. What it's, give me examples. Anyone think about examples from our daily life, from using, simple simple technology? What do you think we have? Where is our AI exist? Anyone can give me example? Do you hear about, do you use
Alexa?
Alexa? Bravo. Yes, Alexa. So can you give me, can you tell me how we use Alexa?
We can ask a question and she will reply to our questions. We've got the same with, what was it, from Amazon? I can't remember the name of the...
Exactly. Yes, we can even order pizza from when we deal with Alexa and saying, I want order me like pizza. So that's, for example, of what of using AI. The other example is using Netflix. So if you navigate Netflix, you will find that they will give you like suggestions of movies that you might be selected based on what you select at the beginning. So that in this is how we interact with AI without realizing that we are dealing with AI. And that's the point. AI is designed to to you, so you don't realize that there is a computer ordering pizza for you, or you are navigating or you are interacting with AI. Okay, so if we go for some other examples, do you use Facebook? Anyone use Facebook? Who's using Facebook here? Or let me ask another question. What is the social media that you like it and you use it? What is the platform?
I use Twitter, Facebook. I've started using Instagram recently as well.
That's a great. So for example, for YouTube, for even for Facebook, all of them they using AI. So I will give you example. So Farah, if I asked you, do you think that my YouTube homepage and your YouTube homepage and your mom YouTube homepage will be the same?
Definitively not. We'll be watching different things.
Exactly, and that's because AI. Because Farah, it's have something, or she has a preference, or she watched videos different than what her mom did, or what her dad do. So in this way, YouTube, for example, suggests another video different than, for example, her mom, or for me as well. So it's totally different. The same thing applied for Facebook. Facebook, for example, use AI in different way. So first of all, when you download new images or post a new image on your Facebook, you will find that the Facebook is asking if that's you, or if someone even posts a picture that you are already in, you will find that they will ask, okay, it's you. And how that's could benefit us. It could also benefit us when some strangers use our profile pictures and on their profile and use it as a profile for them. Facebook will notify us, and it also will also these pictures, because it has text explanation, could also help people with disabilities or visual disabilities to to know what is exists inside this picture. And that's another use of AI. The other thing about Twitter, so for example, if you know Twitter, it's you or the users put tweets, live tweets on the Twitters, hundreds or millions of tweets every minute. But how Twitter, filter the tweets? If the tweets, for example, have a bad content, how Twitter use AI to recognize if the tweets is good, or if it has content good or bad. And if it has a bad content, it will remove it before it's spread. And that's one of the application of AI. Now let's go for other things. How and let me give you more example about how we use AI or the application of AI. All of us now suffering from COVID-19, but we noticed something recently about how countries use and how the medical care use AI. So can you give me example how robots, you know, uh, you know, uh, come with us to against the battle of COVID-19? Anyone can give me example? Can you tell me how that's happened? Maybe in your country, or maybe uh, from the news that you heard or watched in the TV. Anyone want to
We have a participant that put something in the chat. She said they help in checking temperatures in airports.
Bravo. Yes, that's true. And that's one of the application that we used robots, or we used AI to fight against COVID-19. And they for example, these robots see the temperature, and also serving the patients in the hospitals in many countries. And because they they don't need to wear mask, or they don't get sick like us, so they become like a good like a friend, or a good be a good like army with us against the COVID-19. The other example of using AI, it's when you have your grandparents, and usually they feel lonely, because they want someone to speak with them, especially in COVID-19. A lot of us, we prevented from visiting our grandparents. So there is application, or there is robots called LQ. It's just used to just offer companion services for grandparents, to just not letting them feel lonely during the pandemic. That's another example. Also, if you see if you the self-driving car is another example of how we use AI. Self-driving car expected to decrease number of accidents in the world, and it will be like this because it's the machine don't distract, or they don't use they don't message themselves. So there is no, that will decrease number of accidents because of because it's not like a human, and they will not be getting distracted. Even in your education, or even in the education sector, we used AI. There is like a tools to grade the open-ended essays or open-ended questions, and it's more faster than human. So you can see that at the end of the day, that even the robot will grade your essays, and that's something that it's happening now. I don't know if that how many universities in your countries using that, but it's happened, and it will decrease the time and efforts that's this process needed from our teachers. Now, if that's really happening now, okay, so that will lead us to ask another questions about what will happen for the future, for our for our job of future, if AI will be used for in medical care, in car, in education. So what will happen for our jobs in the futures? Let me introduce you to my sister Zaina. She wear here the red blouse, or red shirt, and she's 17 years old. She's just 1 year away from deciding what the specialization that she will select for her college. And she asked me every time what I should select. I don't know what is the best profession or best career that I should follow. On the other side, also my niece is Salma. She's 4 years old. Her mom is working as a journalist, and her father is a nurse working in hospitals. So when Salma will grow, I believe that her father jobs and also her mom jobs will look differently than now. So the question is, how this job will look, how it's far, or what is the difference that will happen in the future? Based on Oxford study, they mentioned that that every job, one in every jobs have a high risk of being automated by machines. So that means that we are threatened by machine, right? So the robots are coming, right? And you have heard this expression many times, right? We are all joking about it, and we say, oh, there is machine will take our jobs. But that's real. It's real and it's coming. And if I had one piece of advice for everyone here in this event, included myself, it would be to ask yourself what AI is and what it may mean to you, your job, and your future career. Because 800 million jobs are going to be automated by 2030 by AI globally. I will give you an example. I'm running a company called MENA Alliances, and we are offering remote, we are offering, like, we are operate on the cutting edge of machine learning. In 2019, we worked with the company in Germany. It's produced multilingual videos. So in our project, we have to hire 10 people, team or consist of 10 people, okay, to work on transcription, translation, and voiceover. So after like 2 or 3 months, the transcription task, just stopped by the company, because this company started depending on automation to do transcription. So they no longer need anyone to do transcription. Now, later on, after like 5 months, they decreased number of translator people who doing translation, because also they automated the translation. And currently they are working on also automated the voiceover. Now our team that start with 10 people, they becoming now just 2 people working on this project. Now you might ask, so what? How that will affect on us? Especially as a girls, you are in your way to become like, or to select your profession. So we before think about what we can do, let's think about what task that machine can to do. Anyone can give me example? Can you give me examples on what the task that machine cannot do? Who can you tell me?
I would say that machines can't be creative.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, machine cannot be creative. Farah. So what do you think? What do you think, girls? What machine cannot do, in your opinion? You can type that on the chat, or you can just. I would love to hear your voices as well. So can you tell me?
We've got someone who put something that machine can do. They put that the Google translation is accurate as a Amharic speaker.
Yeah, but by the way, what I want to say that, okay, that for now it's not accurate, but machine are learning now, can learn from this translation, and they will becoming better and better in the future. What do you think? Other example, other task?
I don't think machines can cook, so they can never be chefs.
Okay, so you think that machine can't cook?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay, and can other give me examples of tasks that machine can do?
I suppose being like a psychologist, perhaps psychology.
Oh, wow, psychologist. Machine can't be psychologist. And what we mean with psychologist here? What the task that the psychologists do? Can you tell me, Camelia? Camelia, right?
I suppose kind of like, what's the word? Reading emotion, I suppose. Emotion.
Reading emotion. Yeah. Dealing with the emotion that machine cannot do that. Right. That's great. Thank you. Yes. So machine, let's explain that. I like the examples that you gave to me. Machine can do, we can say that machine can do, for example, can do typing. So, or transcription, or even some of the translation. That's what we know now. But machine can tackle novel situation. So when Farah said machine cannot be creative, that's right. Because machine, if cannot create a problem and find solution for it. Machine, what we do with machine, that we give machine problem and we try to find the solution. But machine cannot create or cannot being innovative in doing that. So, for example, if someone of you thinking about selecting like a job to do typing or to do data entry, I recommend to not select this position or this profession because it will be replaced by machine. But if you, for example, select something like being something related to innovation, to business strategy, I really recommend that. So now, what I can, so we should ask ourselves what we can do, My advice to you is do what AI can't do. Be a human. And maybe some of you will ask, okay, so what do you mean with being human? Anyone can tell me what it means to be like a real human?
Actually, we've got someone who came into the chat answering the previous question, saying machine can't learn on their own without human intervention. All are supervised.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you for this for that for this comment. Yes. So that's something we can just think about it. And I'm not saying that you need to answer that now, but let's always think about, always think about it. And let's approach this thread that we have by machine, by approach it from opportunity standpoint. And we can say, okay, AI is real and it's coming. So what we can do about it? Well, what we know that we are a human, we are not machine. So what we can do is what machine cannot do. It's to be a human. And being a human, it's mean that, first of all, being curious, finding new problem space all the time. Okay, so because we still need a human, to invent, to innovate, to create a new space of a new problem space. Machine cannot making progress on, for example, novel situation, and that's for sure. So, for example, when we run marketing campaign, we need to grab consumer attention, right? Machine cannot do that. So we need a human to do that. When we build our business strategy, it's mean to find a gap in the market. Machine cannot do this task because we need a human to do that, to find the gap in the market, to think about it. So the other thing that machine cannot do is the empathy, to being like what you mentioned before in your comments. It's to build a strong relationship with people. Machine cannot build relationship with people. So we need, as a human, to grow a great sense of empathy. And when I say build relationship, it doesn't mean that you just go for Facebook and do like, and that's it. No, what we mean with build relationship, it's we are talking about the event that we are in now. So it's mean building relationship, speaking with other people, talking with them. That's the kind of relationship. And it's not also just being, say, okay, I'm a good networker. You need to be a good networker by building skill set. So read about it, take a training about it. So learn how to be a good networker. So at least, a machine cannot build relationship, at least for now, not yet. They can't do that. The other thing that I want to say, it's the context. So machine can, in context, in communication, so machine cannot, understand the context during the communication. I will give you an example. If there is robot offering or delivering this presentation now, the robot will follow the instructions, right? They will say 1, 2, 3, 4. But for me now, or the difference between the robot and me now, I can just say, okay, I don't want to complete this presentation. I will stop sharing that. I find that there is no interactive here, or I want to give more interactive space here. So I want to ask you a question. I can do that, but machine cannot do that because they don't understand the context for this call and what is going on when we talk with Farah, when we talk with other girls, right? So that's the difference, the communication or understanding the context. When you be in any space, on any area, you need always to understand, the communication and the context around you. Now, to complete my presentation, I will say just the last thing that I want to say is my advice to Salma, Zaina, and you. I want to say to you, just whatever you decide to do, girls, let every day bring you a new challenge. And try to be a human. Think about how I can be more human. And then I will assure you that you will be ahead of machine, and and there is no machine will take your place or in any profession. Thank you for listening. And if you have any questions, please let me know.
Thank you for your speech, Abeer. That was amazing. And we actually have a question, and that's quite an interesting question as well. So the question is from one of our participants: if AI does everything, humans will have nothing to do, and humans created AI. So are we not creating problems for ourselves?
Yeah, and what I want to say that AI is still evolving, and it is still we find that there is many research doing that. But as you can see from from the presentation, that still a human, that there is the human always create problems. Always they have something to think about it. Okay, so think about, for example, for example, that Newton, when the story of Newton. Anyone know it about the gravity?
The apple that fell on him, isn't it?
Yes, apple fall on him. So then he connect that with the gravity, and he said, okay, why it's the apple coming down? The creating a new problem is endless, and we still need to find solution during our progress in this life. It will not ending. So, but what I want to say, that you need to think, in any career you decide to go for it, it's what the career, or what is the career, how I can build my career in a way that machine cannot take it. from me. Any other question?
Thank you for your insight, Abeer. Thank you for being here with us today. If anyone else has any other questions, please post it into the chat room. I don't think we've got any more questions for today. Thank you so much for being here today, Abeer.
Thank you, Farah. Thank you, Farah. It's a pleasure to be with you and also to participate in Girls in AI. Thank you so much. Thank you, girls. I wish you all the best in your future.
Thank you, Abeer.
Thank you.
I will stop the recording here.
Fantastic. How is everyone here today? Are you all in great spirits?
Perfect. So the live streaming has started now. So I will also start a recording. So let me introduce our next speaker. So our next speaker is Elena Sinel. She is the founder and CEO of Teens in AI initiative, which exists to increase diversity and inclusion in artificial intelligence. Elena is currently an education task force committee member, advising MPs in the UK on AI skills in education and on AI curriculum. She has also been, she also, so Elena also is a 2020 Global Award winner in diversity in tech and women for technology. So please, let's give a warm round of virtual applause and welcome Elena Sinel. So Elena Sinel.
Hi, thank you so much, Farah, for this warm introduction. Hi, everyone. I think the one thing Farah didn't mention is I have lived in Ethiopia back in 2005 for a couple of years. So I know Addis very well. I was in Addis as part of a project which was a Ministry of Tourism project. It was funded by the World Bank. And we spent 2 years, 2 Christmases in Addis Ababa, and we lived just off Bole Road. I still remember the place where we were and the school that my daughter went to. She was only 4 at that time, so this was, her very first introduction to Africa. She still remembers it. She used to enjoy going to school. We had, I remember, 2 dogs, and she still remembers the fun that she used to have. And Christmas time, everyone is, the poor Father Christmas used to wear this warm Christmas suit, and everyone else, summery dresses and everything. But it was really, really a great, amazing time we had in Addis Ababa, and I've always looked for a reason to go back and do some more work. So it really is incredible, and I'm so happy that Hackathon is taking place in Ethiopia, and I know this will be a combined one with Zimbabwe as well, and I'm so pleased to know that there will be some young participants participating in this hackathon, and who will have a chance to get inspired into artificial intelligence. One of the founders of Black in AI, and again, definitely if you're not part of Black in AI, you should be joining this incredible movement. She is also from Ethiopia, and I'm so happy to see lots and lots of young people from across Africa joining this hackathon to get inspired into artificial intelligence for impact. So as Farah mentioned, I am the founder of Teens in AI, and I certainly did not anticipate, when I launched Teens in AI back in 2018, I did not expect that, a few years later, we will have this hackathon run in 25 countries around the world. And in Africa, we have this run in Ethiopia, Zimbabwe, but also in Ghana and in Kenya. Last year, we also had this hackathon take place in Nigeria and a few other places. And every year, we're just increasing the number of countries and participants. So you are all really on an incredible journey. And I'm just absolutely delighted that Farah, who I met also here in London at the Berwick University virtually when I was doing a talk there, she got really inspired, and when she saw me driving this campaign, she volunteered to organize this for her own country. So Farah, this is just incredible, what you have done, and these young people and participants of this hackathon will remember this program forever. And I'm telling you this because we have been running similar programs to this, for almost 6 years now. And I have so many stories to tell about young people who would come to a program like this for the first time, having no background in coding and not really knowing what technology can do. and then they come back, a few times. And I know recently we've had a girl who has been to our hackathon 7 times, and now she's completely comfortable in the front end and the back end. And she's constantly leading on projects and winning almost every single hackathon wherever she participates. And we've also had, just before coming to Ethiopia, I was virtually in Romania. And in Romania, we have this incredible girl. She's only 18, Andrea. Her and I met in Romania when things were a little bit better than right now. I was in Romania back in 2019, working with 130 girls in Romania with Microsoft. And there was this one girl who started following our page at Teens in AI. On Instagram, she connected with on LinkedIn, and then sure enough, 6 months later, she joined our global hackathon in March. Her team won the hackathon. She then joined us to help us organize another program in the summer, came again as a volunteer in October, and now she's running her own hackathon with 70 or 80 children in Romania, a massive event, which will span, I think, a week or 9 days, and really driving this all by herself at the age of 18. So if she can do it, you can do it as well. And I really, truly believe that a program like this is transformational, and it will really set you on an incredible journey. So we've had a lot of young people who would also, after this program, would be able to go to the university of their choice. Many of them gone to Oxford and Cambridge to study computer science and maths. Some of them have gone to universities abroad as well. And it's just incredible to see how different a young person that comes regularly to a hackathon is from a young person that has never been to a hackathon or just goes to an ordinary school. The difference is massive. The kind of stuff you're going to learn in this hackathon is not something you're going to learn in schools ever, not even in universities. Some of the frameworks that we introduce you to, such as design thinking and project management and entrepreneurship and innovation and artificial intelligence and pitching skills, is something that we kind of learn as we drive our own movements or entrepreneurial projects. Or you might be lucky if you are introduced to all of these concepts at the same time, maybe in a really good business school. And even not all business schools and computer science schools teach about AI ethics. And in this program, you're going to be introduced to all of these concepts. And most importantly, you're going to learn how to work together as a team, collaboratively, solving the kind of problems you are all passionate about. So it's really exciting to see what will come out of this hackathon in Ethiopia, and I know you will have more talks and workshops tomorrow in Zimbabwe as well, joining forces with Zimbabwe. So I really love these cross-country collaborations when everyone can actually work together on something really meaningful. So for me, I started this journey, and by the way, I'm not a coder at all. I often am known to be more of an ethicist. I drive change, I inspire young people. My USP, unique selling point, is I bring communities together, and I get everyone to work on something that they're really passionate about. I didn't know it was a skill. So it took me a while to find my power skill, knowing that I can bring people together and helping them to find their potential, their why, and their purpose. So not everyone in technology needs to know how to code, but if you can, then you are in a very fortunate driver position. You will be the one to create the technology that everyone else is going to be using. And that is a very powerful position to be. I always say, if you were good enough to work at Facebook, then you're good enough to create a more responsible Facebook. And the same applies to various other companies that have recently proved to themselves to be perhaps less ethical than we wanted them to be, or we thought they would be. You, I hope, are going to be covering some of the case studies of what really happens with data in some of the companies and how they are misusing or abusing this data. And I really hope Farah is going to show you one of my favorite TED Talks ever by Joy Buolamwini, who talks about racial biases and how those who develop technology embed their own biases into the algorithm that they're creating. And this really does have an impact on the wider societies. Imagine a product was developed by a team of white men in Silicon Valley, and imagine this product comes to be used in Africa, in Ethiopia. I can guarantee you that probably there will be certain features that you won't be able to use because you are just, your data set have not really been taken into account by these white men in Silicon Valley who were using that data. And that really does have an impact on the products that we use. And so Joy Buolamwini has created something called Algorithmic Justice Society, the movement that she created. And she has this incredible TED Talk. So Farah, please, if you can show this, I will post it perhaps for you as well in Slack, where she really showed that she wasn't able to the artificial intelligence facial recognition technology was unable to recognize her face because she was Black. And that is because that technology was used to only recognize white people's faces, which is completely irresponsible and not something we expect to happen in this day and age. I mean, we've already called on the moratorium on the facial recognition technology because it has proven to be biased, but nonetheless, mistakes are still being made in the world of technology. In order for us to have less of those mistakes, we really need a more diverse group of people who will be developing those technologies. So we desperately need people from all walks of life, from all countries, to join the movement, to join, the technologies out there, to be in the driver's seat and to be able to create the kind of technology that is going to be fair for everyone. It's going to be inclusive of all genders, of all shades of color, of all abilities and disabilities, of all ethnicities. So it is really, really important that we have this diversity in technology so that it represents the makeup of the world and doesn't just represent only those few, who are developing these technologies at the moment. And as you perhaps already heard, less than 20% of developers of technologies are female. And I don't even want to mention the terrible, terrible numbers of Black and African communities, or people of color in general, in technology, in Google, Facebook, and some of the biggest companies in the world. There is less than 3%, less than, I think it's between 2.5% and 4%. Can you imagine? This is how bad it is. So we really do need you to join the technology industry and be able to influence that industry so that that technology that is being developed for you, for everyone, is representative of everyone in this world. So I really would like to leave you with a couple of things. Just enjoy this journey because it really will revolutionize the way you think about the world and the way you think about technology. And so I would really love you to try and learn from one another, learn from mentors, but learn from one another as well. If you're stuck, do ask for help. Work together collaboratively. Find a real problem in your community and try to tackle it. How does AI apply, or how does technology apply to helping solve this problem? And really, most importantly, enjoy. I can't wait to see what you guys will produce. And there will be a global demo on the 22nd of April. And I just can't wait to see what will come out of this hackathon. I'm really, really passionate about development in Africa. I really want to see more people from Africa really learning and engaging with technology. Because we really do need you in this field, making the kind of change that you want to see in your communities and in your world. So Thank you so much, Farah, for having me today. And let me know if you would like me to come back at any point and do something else and talk to you. I have so many stories to tell as well, as you, Farah, know, because you've heard my talk. But I've only had a few minutes because I need to now go to France virtually and do exactly the same as what I did here. So I'm literally hopping from one country to another. I've already been to Palestine. I've been to India. I've just come from Romania. I'm now here in Ethiopia. I'm going to Pakistan and France next. And by the way, at 10 a.m. GMT, do tune in on our main channel. Farah, I will share the link with you so that you can listen to our representative from UNICEF, who's going to be talking to you. And it's going to be an interactive session as well. So please join us live on YouTube to listen to us all. So thank you so much for having me. And I'll see you guys soon. Farah, you're doing amazingly well. And you can find me on Slack as well, right? And do connect me on LinkedIn if you are on LinkedIn. And please follow us on Teens and AI Instagram and LinkedIn pages, and on Twitter. There will be a lot of stuff happening. Don't miss the keynote at 10 a.m. GMT, and definitely don't miss the IWD panel on the 8th of March. So on this note, I'm going to bid you all farewell, and I'll see you back soon. Yes? Bye, everyone.
Thank you for being here. Bye, Elena. Thank you.
Bye.
For being here. So I will stop the recording as well, and the live stream should stop as well. Perfect. Cheers. Thank you. So I hope that everyone can hear me. So in our agenda today, we have at this time, so I'm just gonna double check the agenda. So in the agenda right now, we should have a 15-minute break. Let me just double check when is the next